Welcome from field to plate today. I'm excited. We're doing frog legs. I like some good old frog legs. Actually, fried buttermilk frog legs, a Creole mustard sauce with green onion corn cakes. So it's going to be an exciting meal. We're going to start off today actually by making our Creole mustard sauce. It's a pretty simple sauce. I've already got a couple of tablespoons of butter on here. Unsalted natural butter is what I'm using. And of course, like always, these recipes will be on our MTTV website, posted with the show that y'all can tune in and get the recipes off of. And to this, actually, 2 tablespoons of butter, we'll actually put 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We want to bring this up to where it's heated pretty good, because we're getting ready to put a half cup of finely diced onion in here. About half of a medium onion to be fine. These don't have to be exact. If you want a little less onion, that's fine. The butter, olive oil needs to be exact. But as far as the flavor of the onion and stuff like that, if you like or don't like, you can cut back on it. Which it will affect the taste of the sauce a little bit, but not too awfully bad. It'll just take the onion out. So let me turn it down a notch. We'll get our onion here chopped up. And what we're going to do, we're going to dice this up fine. We're going to put about, it calls for 2 tablespoons of parsley too. So let's get our onions sliced up here. And the finer the better, because you're actually, less, you don't want it super chunky. You want it fine enough to where when it cooks down, it ain't like big chunks of onions in it. So I'll actually fine dice it this way, and then I'll go back through and chop it some more. Get our onion in. So of course, again, this is all Creole cooking. A lot of my influence comes from when I've actually lived down in Florida and traveled the Panhandle. I just absolutely fell in love with Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, that area, and the style of cooking and southern cooking. And it really helped me develop as far as my taste where I'm at today, my cooking, down to my barbecue, to everything I cook. It has some kind of spice, or I tend to lead to that type of cooking. And I'm thankful to have the opportunity to live down there. So we're going to add about half a cup of onion to it. And what you want to do, you want to let that get translucent, and it'll actually take probably 5 minutes or so. A couple tablespoons of parsley. You want to chop it up fine too, and this is just a flat leaf parsley. We can use the rest of it for garnish later. And actually, these herbs come from my garden. If you don't, I'd suggest that you have a herb garden at home. It's easy. If you got a flower bed, you can have a herb garden. Or if you got planters, you can plant herbs. That way you have them all summer long to cook with. I couldn't imagine not being able to go out and grab me some fresh herbs. And then we want a couple tablespoons of garlic. You can get the garlic paste that comes in a bottle, or you can get the chopped garlic that's in the jar already. I use a little bit of all today. We're actually doing our own fresh. If you really want to develop flavors, you can actually take this garlic, the whole head of it, cut the top off of it, put some olive oil on it, wrap it in aluminum foil and roast it in the oven. It just makes a tremendous great flavor with it. Highly recommend that for y'all to try that in any dish. It's just, it's great. It brings that flavor, like I said, and it's really good. So probably you need about 4 cloves. These are small to medium sized cloves. You can get different kind of garlic. This is a California garlic, but they have an elephant garlic, which is huge, big old cloves, and you can get that and put in there too. So to get this chopped up, you can always add a little salt to this too. A little trick to garlic. You can add a little salt. Hey y'all, like my mountain telephone apron. It's pretty cool. I like it. I don't have my jacket on today. I decided to use this. Take the edge of your knife and kind of like grind it like that. And it helps make a good little paste. It's just a good little trick. It'll help you out a little bit. But it does take some salt to do that, or something coarse, to make some grinding. You see it's kind of like making like a paste like. I want to take that part out, the end part right there. We kind of want to get this chopped up because you don't want no big chunk of garlic in your sauce at all. So that helps, and then finish chopping it up like that. Of course, make sure you get all your end pieces out. You don't want a big end piece in there. If you're chopping garlic and parsley and everything's going in there, like you see a little onion and garlic and everything, it won't hurt. They ain't no use to clean your cutting board every time with that. Take your spatula, whisk it around. Onions are coming together quite nicely. So that's kind of our base with our onions, garlic, parsley, olive oil, and butter. Turn that down a notch. The next thing that we're going to put in there is 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I always cut it halfway. I hold my lemon up so my seeds go in my hand first, hopefully. If you have a juicer, you can juice them or something like that. So yours will be able to get about 2 tablespoons out of about 1/2 of the lemon. We'll add just a little bit more. Okay, that's enough. We'll save this for later. To that, I want to stir this up good. Let my onions finish cooking a few more minutes here. This is actually going to be a little sauce that goes over our corn cakes and our frog legs at the end. To that, we want to add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Now, I already turned my heat down so it wouldn't scorch whenever I put my heavy cream in. Stir that back in. Okay, next item is our mustard. If you can't find a Creole mustard, you can get a stone ground mustard that works just as fine. We want roughly 2 tablespoons of the mustard. I'm looking at my recipe here. I actually got it's actually 1/2 cup. So let's get us about 1/2 cup of this in there. I'm going to eyeball. I can only know be about half this bottle what it'd be. So you don't want it as mustard in it. You don't have hardly put as much in it. But you do want this flavor because that's what the sauce is based on. So we got about 1/2 cup in there. turn the heat back up just a little bit and start whisking this in here. You can see it now. You can see our sauce actually coming together and getting the Creole. And that's kind of our Creole mustard sauce. And the goal behind this, once you get it all incorporated, you actually put it on low, keep it warm until you're ready to serve it. So we'll get cleaned up here and come back, and we'll be putting our cakes together and then frying our frog legs. And then after we get our frog legs fried, of course, we'll fry our green onion corn cakes up and be ready to eat later. Now we're working on our green onion corn cakes. A great combination with our frog legs. You can go different routes. Of course, the recipe's on the website like I mentioned before. This is also good with just your basic hush puppy mix. Just add your green onions and corn to it if you're more comfortable with that or trying a recipe. What we have right now is 2 cups of just all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons in here of our Cajun seasoning that I've already added and got mixed up. I'm going to add about a cup, half cup green onions. Guys, this don't have to be exact. If you don't like a lot of green onions in it, put less in it. If you want more, put more in it. If you want something besides corn, I mean, this is pretty much just like a loaded hush puppy to an extent. This does not have milk in it. It has oil and eggs that combines it, so you won't have that kind of consistency. When I make my hush puppies, I use buttermilk instead of regular milk. More like a cornbread, super thick cornbread mixture. Another tip I do whenever I make my hush puppies, you don't have to do it this way. I will get my batter stiff. I roll them out, put them on a sheet pan, put them in the freezer, and let them stiffen up. I think they hold shape and fry better for myself. You can just take a spoon and drop them straight into the oil. That's fine too. I always make this ahead of time, and that way it's ready to go when you fry, because as soon as you fry your frog legs, of course, you want to turn around and be able to fry your corn cakes so it's all hot. I always get me a pan and put it in the oven, keep it hot, so when I'm frying stuff, I can transfer it over too. But of course, you have to have some green onion here, because that's the name of the recipe, is a green onion corn cake. So I like green onions, so mine's going to be loaded with it. I think the recipe calls for like half of a cup or a cup of green onions. Here I can tell you, I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's like a cup of green onions, so it's quite a bit. So we got our fresh green onions. Corn's in season, or about being seasoned, so we want fresh corn. You can use frozen or canned corn from year before. Fresh corn just, of course, tastes so much better. So you can see we're cutting it straight off the cob. I think it's a cup of this too, cup to 2 cups. Like I said, you can adjust the ratios, but you have to have some kind of mixture in there, because you don't want just flour, just all flour like a cake. So you gotta have your corn and green onions in there. Frog legs are good served with just hush puppies, but we're gonna make these green onion corn cakes. And what I like about this recipe, it actually has cilantro. I love cilantro. And so let's put our corn in there if I don't make a mess. So you can see we got quite a bit of corn and our green onions. We'll set this right back down. We want about a tablespoon of cilantro. I'll add a little extra because I like cilantro. And I can't stress enough how easy it is to make a herb garden. And they're easy to grow. You just got to keep them watered and keep them cut right. Some herbs you don't want to go to bloom because it can make them bitter. So you want to keep them trimmed back. And there's so many ways that you can freeze them or prepare them to where you can use them year round. Some people cut them up, put them in water and freeze them like ice cubes, and put them in a bag and you can take it out and use it. You can wrap them in a paper towel, make sure they're dry, roll them in paper towel, and put them in a baggie, put them in the freezer, take them out as you want to, depending on what herb it is. And so you can dry them. There are different ways that you can keep them trimmed and where you can have them during the winter time. 2 good, nice, fresh brown eggs. Half a cup olive oil. This is kind of what binds it. We'll put that in there in a little bit. Salt and pepper to taste in there. About half teaspoon each. It's usually plenty. I like a little more pepper, and I like using fresh ground pepper. If you can tell you got some bigger pieces in there, you can use the fine, but it seems like the fresh ground peppercorns to me is the way to go. But I do like pepper, so. Okay, and we just want to incorporate this together. And it's going to be stiff because we're actually going to drop in our oil later and fry these babies up. So you want it to be mixed well. And I got some hot sauce here. We want to put a little bit, and of course let y'all look at this. This here mustard sauce don't look good. Once it gets combined like that, we're going to turn it back on low. Turn it down. The mustard sauce, it smells good too. A few dashes of Tabasco sauce. You can use the Louisiana hot sauce or whatever you like. I think a Tabasco sauce gives these a good flavor. So we want to incorporate all that together. Some try to escape on me. We don't want that. So go around the edge of your bowl. I always try to fold it back in the middle. If it needs to be a little bit wetter, a little more combined, throw you another egg or a little dash of milk or something in there. But you don't want it, you can't have these wet, or they won't do right. You just want them combined good where they stay together. And I'll show you later when we're frying them why. These are going to be so good with frog legs and that yellow Creole mustard sauce. I love me some mustard, all different kinds. If you use it at my house, look at my refrigerator. Anywhere I go someplace new, I try to find some type of different brand mustard or something like that and bring home. So many different uses for mustard. These look nice. You can see we've got it all combined. And we'll use a spoon later to spoon these out and put them in our mixture. But these are ready to fry, so we're just going to actually set these to the side. I'll cover them with a couple of paper towels and set these to the side. We'll be frying frog legs in a minute. We're ready to do some frog leg frying. Actually had a blast this past weekend, and what inspired me to want to do this. We actually went frog gigging for Saturday night. Some of these are actually from some that's fresh, and look forward to frying them up. I was like, man, now we need to do a show on frog legs. And we're going to air this show, but here in the near future, we're going to do another show on frog legs, and we'll actually go out and get some footage on actually getting them. So y'all stay tuned for that. My mixture's a cup of flour, half a cup of cornmeal. The recipe actually calls for flour, but I like a little cornmeal. I like a little crunch in with mine. And my Cajun seasoning. But actually what I did overnight was marinate my frog legs in buttermilk and hot sauce. Actually, a Crystal hot sauce is one of my favorites. It's not hot, but it's got an excellent flavor to marinate with. And then I put some of my Cajun seasoning on my frog legs also. Anyhow, we're going to drench them in flour. Frog legs fries pretty quick, so we'll get several of them in here and get them drenched good. Then we'll start frying these babies up here. I always look forward to going frog gigging because it's warm summer nights. You're around water, you're in open country air, and it's just, to me, it's fun. And I like frog legs, and I like wild frog legs a whole lot better than I like farm raised frog legs. When you go to a restaurant, most of the time you're getting farm raised, so we want to make sure they're coated good. And I just got oil set to 350 like I was going to fry turkey, fish, or whatever else. We'll start dropping them in there. Yep, my oil's fine. It don't take super long time to fry these, 5 minutes or so. So you can fry them pretty quick. I always get me a pan out and where I can throw them in the oven, keep them warm till I get my cakes fried and everything else fried. See what, these things smell good too. These are going to be awesome, that mustard sauce. You just want to kind of keep them flipped in here. You don't want to overfill your skillet. I have approximately 24, 25 single frog legs. You can serve this a couple of different ways. If you're having a get together, you can do like frog leg appetizers, have them on a big platter like we'll do later. Someone grab a frog leg, corn cake, green onion corn cake, and go on. Or you can do them as a meal, whichever way you prefer. We're taking out our crispy frog legs here. I got a pan and I preheated the oven. I always like keeping these warm till I get ready to plate them up. I don't like soft, non-crispy food. So anyhow, fish or anything else I'm frying, I always preheat the oven. Put them on there, they look wonderful, nice fried, crispy. You can see a little bit of cornmeal in there that's crispy on it. And then we're going to fry our cake. So let me pop these in the oven. Our sauce looks awesome right now. I might need to mix it up, but oh my goodness, it smells good. If you like mustard. If you don't like mustard, you will not like that sauce. Makes sense, huh? So get some ranch dressing or something to stuff it in. So I'm just going to use my paper towels here. Lay my strainer on here. Check my oil. It's back up to 350. One thing I always check if you're frying stuff is as you fry, oil's going to cool off a little bit. So make sure your oil's back up before you put something else on. Guys, these aren't fancy. They're not no special shape. So I'm just going to make little cakes and drop them in there and let them start frying. It don't matter. Some of them don't look the same. It ain't no big deal. They're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to. They're rustic. Supposed to be rustic. You can also put these in just an iron skillet and fry them up if you want to. So we're just going to fry them up just like this. Some of them's a little bigger than others. It'll take them a little longer to fry. So that's fine. Just have fun with it. As you can tell, most of the time my food I wouldn't call fancy by no means, but I have fun and it don't have to be perfect for as every little detail and everything look just so. I mean, come on, we're eating frog legs and mustard sauce and green onion corn fritters, so like me, just a little rustic. Don't overcrowd it. We're going to have to make 2 or 3 batches. We'll get these fried up here, and we'll probably got enough there to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 25 or so, what we end up with. And they'll just be a decent size, couple 3-bite portions. We're ready to plate up. I want to do it party style because that's the way I like to plate. Just throw it on plate, have your buddies over, your family, and just dig in. That's what it's all about. Fun, family, outdoors. Now, the Creole mustard sauce is strong. I like it. If you're on the verge of liking mustard or not, to be honest with you, you may not like it. So I wouldn't drench everything in it. I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom. Just smear it down like that. I'm not getting fancy with y'all, but I don't want to over cover this with it. You could dip it in it, probably be a good option. Or make you a couple other sauces dip for other people. So we're going to put us a frog leg, corn cake. Throw us another frog leg on there. Another corn cake. Frog legs are tender. They're actually falling apart. They should be really good. Another corn cake on the bottom. We'll throw us a couple more frog legs, fill in between here. Okay. I want to drizzle a little bit of this sauce over top of it. Like I said, it's strong, so. Okay. I always serve a little lemon on the side. Garnish with a little parsley. And here is our buttermilk marinated frog legs with green onion corn cakes and our Creole mustard sauce. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in this episode. Get outdoors, get your frogs up, or go to the Kroger's. Walmart has wild caught frogs. You can get frog legs. You can make this. You don't have to go out and do that. But this is just one more great recipe that you can use with stuff that's harvested from outside. It's fun. Get out. It's a fun activity to do with your family, kids, or friends. Fry them up, eat them, enjoy. Again, tune in Channel 2, watch our latest cooking shows. You can also get on the website and check out recipes and shows. And we also have a few on YouTube that y'all can check out. So thanks for tuning in. See you guys again next week. And get outdoors and have fun.